Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like Putin can be challenged. I thought that he is just the strongest guy in the parking lot. But all of a sudden we find that actually Putin can be verbally challenged, or who knows where else he can be challenged. Now, this article comes from Business Insider, so it's an how should I put it, Western free mass media outlet, and it's from October 25th, 2022. Russian billionaire behind mercenary army in Ukraine confronted Putin about botching the war, report says. So, Russian tycoon Yevgeny Prigozhin met with Putin in private this month, the Washington Post said. It said Prigozhin, founder of the Wagner Group, criticized the handling of the Ukraine war. I wonder how come Prigozhin is still alive. Such an encounter would be a rare moment of dissent for Putin. Prigozhin denied it happened. The Russian billionaire who founded the notorious Wagner Group paramilitary confronted President Vladimir Putin about the mismanagement of the war in Ukraine. Two U.S. officials familiar with the matter told the Washington Post. Yevgeny Prigozhin met with Putin in private earlier in October to voice dissent as Russia chalked up mounting losses and failures in the face of Ukraine's counteroffensive, per the Post. The outlet reported that the exchange was considered important enough to be included in a daily intelligence briefing provided to President Joe Biden. So it must be authentic. The encounter had previously been reported, including by Insider, citing the Post's reporting, but without Prigozhin's name. According to the intelligence report, Prigozhin said the Russian Defense Ministry was leaning too heavily, probably Wagner mercenary, probably on Wagner mercenaries, it's missing the off, while giving them insufficient support, per the Post. In a statement to the Post, Prigozhin denied that he spoke to Putin and said he has no right to criticize Russia's army, which I think he doesn't. And I'm quoting, "First, I did not communicate personally with Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin either recently or in any foreseeable future," end quote. He told the Post through his press service, and I'm quoting again, "I did not criticize the management of the armed forces of the Russian Federation during the conflict in Ukraine. Therefore, I cannot comment on anything," end quote. Experts, I wonder who those are, say the private meeting was an indication that Prigozhin is comfortable enough to discuss sensitive matter with Putin and that his influence is growing. And I'm quoting again, "People like Prigozhin now sees a chance to grab for the brass rig." Fiona Hill, a former senior White House official, told the Post, and I'm quoting, "This really shows the system is under stress when people start pushing themselves forward like this," end quote. After years of staying quiet about his links to the organization, Prigozhin acknowledged earlier this month that he is in fact founded it, Foreign Policy reported. Prigozhin is not the only Putin loyalist to voice criticism of the Russian military amid the ongoing conflict. Can you guess who the other one is? The Chechen warlord. After Ukraine recaptured swaths of territory in the northeastern Kharkiv region this last month, Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov suggested that the military had made mistakes, end quote, and that Putin might not be aware of what is happening on the ground. The Guardian reported. All right, so I personally do not think, from all the meetings I've seen, but meetings could be staged and they know their place. I saw people talking to Putin and without, how should I put it, being showing stress and ask question or said certain things, some of them dumb, some of them not, and the conversation was, I didn't observe anything strange about it. But sometimes people play certain roles because they know to keep their mouth shut, and they play those roles well. But I think that's my assessment of the guy from outside. I don't think he's a guy who is just going to hang you like Stalin if you just look at him sideways. He didn't give me this impression, and I can't say something that I didn't see. I think that he is also discussing matters with people close to him, and he tries to go as much through the channels, the normal challenge of getting things done. It is very interesting that the Western mass media sometimes portray Putin as this all-knowing, in Russia, all-powerful and all-criminal guy, and stupid sometimes, and a criminal, and then sometimes they say that actually he consulted with his confidants or people in the inner circle. So when you say inner circle, that means you already say people who have access, and I don't think if you have an inner circle that you're really like, a circle means an equality kind of, it's not like his inner minions or something. I don't even know how to express, but I think you know exactly what I mean. And then another thing is this. I do not think that Putin is doing what, for instance, other previous leaders from other countries did, getting involved directly in how the war is conducted. Probably he's about talking in general terms. The generals are saying whatever they want to say, and he's making decisions, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets countered by generals saying, well, I don't think so, or maybe this is a different... Obviously, maybe they're a little bit more diplomatic than I'm, like, straight. So sometimes you have to make up your mind who this Putin is, because as I said, sometimes his decisions, not sometimes, for instance, look at the war in Ukraine. If he would have been just a madman and kill everybody around him who would open their mouth, then you would have a different war, I think. You can't be so, I would say, I don't want to say calculated, but controlled in what you do, versus, you know what, drop everything anywhere you want. This is how a madman would act. And Prigozhin, I don't even know, they said, well, he came this month and he said he's the owner of the Wagner Group. I don't know, and personally I don't care if it's Prigozhin or Tom Jones. It's another guy, I don't care. Now, remember, Prigozhin has, let's say, he's the chief, he's the guy, organizer and promoter and the guy who started it all. He's not going to be able to fight an army. So he's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to take power here over, or I'm going to challenge Putin because I got, I don't know, 7,000 fighters. You don't fight with an army if the army wants to get you. The same here. So I don't know if that happened, but if that, according to those two guys, was included in Biden's briefing, I don't know exactly what was included, because if it was included, those guys met, that's one thing, versus those guys had an argument, that's a different meaning. But if they reported it, it must be true. That's a free mass media from the free world. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.